Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to do everything related to fall. I just wanted to review a few designer collections that are incredible. I was just looking through the Runway app, which is such a good one to have if you don't have it already. And I'll just show you what it looks like. It is this one in the top right corner, the black and white one. And it's so good. It has like all of the different collections from all of the major designers, and you can view by category, by designer. So I filtered for fall 2021 couture. And let me tell you, some of the ones that I came across were just so good. There's a dedicated video that I want to do to Dolce & Gabbana because typically I'm not like a massive fan of theirs. Their handbags, for example, aren't some of the ones that I'm like most crazy about, but this collection is amazing. So we're gonna do just like a sit down, super comfy and casual. I'm just lounging here on my couch and let's just talk about some fall fashion, and we'll also just touch on a few trends that we see over and over in these collections because there are some there are some really amazing trends that are coming, and fall fashion everybody loves, so I'm super excited to go through these ones and honestly just look at some of the best pieces literally I've ever seen in my life. Also, if you haven't watched my Fendi Quadro unboxing, I'm gonna have it linked up above, but finally I got the watch sized because it was so massive and I needed to go and take it in to my jeweler and I hadn't had time. So literally I just got it done on Monday and now it fits like amazingly, like it should have from the beginning, but I'm finally getting to wear it. Just a little quick like outfit details. This is a, oh no, now I forgot what collection it's from. Anyway, it's a Chanel blouse that I actually got at a designer consignment shop here in Toronto. It's called L'Elegante Boutique and it's in Yorkville. Whenever I go in there, I'm always kind of scared because there are always a million things that I love. And then I'm just wearing some very neutral cargo pants with it. It's not honestly a combination that I thought I would typically wear, but it just like kind of threw it on and I like the vibe of it. So perfect for just lounging and catching up on some fall fashion. Okay, starting off, I wanted to go through Valentino. There are a few looks that I absolutely love, but I think that you should definitely take a look at all of the collection of each of the designers that I'm mentioning. I didn't want to do like Chanel and Hermes. I wanted to do a few different ones that I don't normally hear people reference when they do these sort of trend videos or collection review videos, but Valentino's fall 2021 couture collection was fire. It was so good. And starting off is look number 79 of 85, just in case you want to follow along in the app. But this color is amazing. The color against her skin is what gets me. It's so good. So this is it. I'll just like hold it up and I'll also obviously have the photos inserted here, but this collection is amazing. And what I love is that Valentino had introduced so many different like primary colors, but this is the one that really spoke to me. And as I'm sure you know, sleeves, really statement sleeves, have been trending for quite some time, quite a few seasons, and it's no different for fall. Obviously, because all of these are couture runway looks, they're going to be even more exaggerated, but you can see the play with proportion, massive up top, massive on the bottom, and super cinching in that waist. But I think what we are going to be taking most from this is that color. Primary colors, like I mentioned, are going to be seen everywhere, like true colors. And this yellow is just so stunning and it really fits with that whole vibe. The next four looks are all from Fendi and they're all really ornate, but they also give off a little bit of like 1920s vibes, which as we know, fashion is cyclical, and because of how things rotate, it happens to be that the 1920s are coming back in the 2020s, and I am totally here for it. Each of these is so ornate and it includes a lot of different really feminine things like ruffles and super feminine silhouettes, which I just love. I also saw a bunch of different embroidery in a lot of collections, so I think that's something that we'll probably end up seeing in like the high street version of all of these runway collections. But let me just show you look number 1, which was 13 of 32, and when I saw this, my jaw dropped. Actually, all of these looks from Fendi, I would die to wear any of them, but they're just so good. Obviously, they're all white, and in addition to those really, really vibrant colors like I was mentioning, it seemed to be that things were either one side or the polar opposite. So they were either super, super colored and with a really saturated, true primary color, or it was the complete opposite and super neutral. So we'll see that again later on. But with these Fendi looks, I just couldn't. They were so good. These boots too kind of have a vintage look to them, not 20s, but more so like 60s with the over the knee white boots. I'm pretty sure they're heeled too. It's hard to tell from this photo, but this entire look I just thought was stunning, and the gloves just elevate it even more. The next one obviously is where the ruffles come in for 20 of 32. That's the look number, and it's just so feminine that it's just delicious. The next one nods more to that embellishment and the feminine silhouette. It's really, really cinched at the waist with sort of how the bomber jacket is sitting on her. Again, with those same boots, and the gloves just make this look absolutely killer. And then the last one to me was Super Melania Trump number 4 of 32 that I'm showing you here. And I'm pretty sure it was when Trump was inaugurated. I don't want to get like demonetized for this, even though I'm not even monetized. But the look that she wore when it was like that all white, I'm pretty sure it was kind of like a cape style. I'm gonna insert a picture if I can find it, but that's what this reminded me of. And this coat is like the coat of dreams. I just had to include this. I think it's stunning. And I'm pretty sure the model is like significantly older, which I also love seeing. There was a lot of like diversity, not just with color and size, but also with age, which I thought was incredible in a lot of these different fashion houses runways. Love that. For those of you that don't know, Zuhair Murad is one of my absolute favorite designers ever. His designs are just amazing. He has such a vision, and it's amazing how each collection can be so different from the other, but as soon as you see one of his pieces, you know it's from him. I just feel like I'm lighting up talking about him because I love him so much. This look, to me, you could wear this as a wedding dress, and honestly, when I was looking through to find the dress of my dreams, Zuhair Murad's collections were up there at the absolute top, and the dress that I am actually having made kind of looks similar to some Zuhair Murad pieces. Not exactly, but it has that same sort of vibe. I'll show you later on when it's ready. But anyway, this look, 5 of 46, is incredible. First of all, that belt is amazing. I love that this is the way that he decided to style this look for the runway, because cinching in that waist makes the silhouette obviously ultra feminine, but it also sort of brings a casualness to it, because typically we don't see leather belts on like super fancy dresses. Something like this, I don't know exactly where you would wear that, but it's totally like a red carpet look. It's something that is absolutely stunning, and just by adding the belt, I think it just makes it a little bit more accessible, but we can obviously see that it's super embellished. There's a ton of detail going on from head to toe. It's even got a train, which I think is amazing. Typically, I'm not a huge fan of high-low, but I think how it's done here is exactly how it should be done, with that slit in the front, so it looks super intentional, but also really flattering instead of having that sort of upside-down U shape. There's just nothing that I don't absolutely love about this, and if I could get away with wearing this on my wedding day, trust me, I 100% would. Okay, there are 4 more looks from Zuhair, so I'm just going to insert them and talk really briefly, or else this video is going to be ages long. But this next one with the leg of mutton sleeves, again, super massive proportions, and ones that just really play with the concept of what a body naturally looks like having it so exaggerated is just so eye-catching. I love it. The big ruffles within the leg of mutton style I think are incredible, and to have the sort of overlay skirt behind the actual dress itself I just thought was amazing. The play with the textures is something that's so eye-catching, and it was just done so well. The next one is super 1920s. It's very like flapper style, Great Gatsby sort of look, and I love that, the different fringe on it, and even what they decided to do with the sort of head piece. Is that what you would call it? Anyway, I just thought that this look was so stunning, and same with this next one. I love the really strong shoulders. I love a strong shoulder on a woman. To me, the oversized men's blazer look I love so much because of that, and it does have a little bit of cinch at the waist, but just follows her silhouette so nicely that it still remains super feminine, even with that overly masculine shoulder. The last one sort of plays on a different trend that we saw before, which is a lot of different holes in garments, and the whole like sort of keyhole area on her chest was just something that really brought that back. So I'm assuming we're going to be seeing more of that. There was some like fishnets and different things like that in some other collections, so still mimicking the holes in garments trend that we saw this past spring and summer. The next three looks are from Elie Saab, and these ones are much more on the neutral side. The first one is just completely head to toe black look, but the ruffle on this shoulder is chef's kiss. It's so good, and I just love how the lace is super sheer, obviously, but because it's ruched and gathered in so many different places, it gives enough coverage for the areas that need it. And I do really like the asymmetry of the gown, especially because there's a train. I love that in any dress. If there's a train, to me it's just elevated 10 times over with that one particular detail. The next one, also super feminine, and actually the next two, they're both white, they're both super feminine. This one is sort of like, to me, a play on lingerie because it just looks very sort of silky and satiny, and just how it flows to me is reminiscent of like a nightgown. Obviously this would be a very expensive nightgown. I love the piece over top, and again the contrast in texture is just incredible with all of the different appliques on the top portion, and then just that sleek satin, very flowy material underneath, and belted again. The next one, also belted, and I'm pretty sure that this is a bridal look given that it looks like she's wearing a veil, but it's just stunning. The high neck is amazing. Again, it's belted and super flowy, but has those appliques on the top of it. So that embroidery is coming through again, even though this isn't technically embroidery, but it's that sort of overlay of another texture of fabric on top of one underneath that's just being seen over and over and over again. And actually with this one, normally I'm against tattoos when it comes to runway fashion, because to me it just distracts from whatever they're trying to showcase. But actually in this case, I like how her tattoos contrast with the white of the dress, and especially because they're symmetrical, to me that just, it makes me happy. Symmetry just makes me happy. I have 4 Giambattista Valli looks for you. They're amazing. They're just so good. The first one, actually, are they all like this? Yes, they're all super ruffled. And this first powder pink look, especially again with the contrast of her hair and her skin tone, is just amazing. This is very reminiscent of that like cupcake dress. Was that Giambattista Valli too? I can't remember who that was by. Was it Elie Saab? Anyway, I'll find it. The high-low seems to be something that is repeating over and over again, and a train again, love that. I really did like the contrast of the pink with the dark shoe. Typically, I wouldn't have paired this with a black shoe, but I think in this case, it really does work. So this dress is it's just beautiful. It's exactly something that I would want to wear on a runway, if not the next one, which is basically it in blue. It's like a aqua turquoisey blue stunning. Again, super ruffly. I love the contrast in color between that and her hair. And the next one, the black version, is just absolutely stunning. I think if I was on a red carpet, it would either be this one or the next one. Probably the next one because it's in a cream color, but just these ruffles. The high-low, super ruffled, the massive volume up top and on the bottom. Again, we're playing with proportions and there's a lot of fluidity in each of these dresses, which I think just adds to how ethereal and fairy tale-like they are. So to recap, anything basically vintage, statement sleeve, yellow, or like a pleated sort of look, high neck, 1920s, you'll have all your trends covered for this fall if you go for any of those looks. But I hope that you enjoyed this one. I really love looking through these runway collections. To me, this is something that I just do in my downtime when I'm scrolling. Instead of scrolling on Instagram, I prefer to scroll through collections. So if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up so I know maybe to do another one like this. I really want to do a dedicated video to Dolce & Gabbana because they absolutely knocked it out of the park for me. And I'll see you very, very soon in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.